That's just my pinky. I have electric power steering! Here's my MR2 electric pump. I got it on eBay for a couple $100, and these are all the fittings I need. What I did was I removed my fitting from my power steering rack and took it to a shop, and also removed the pressure fitting from the actual electric pump and took it to them as well. They converted it to AN fittings. It's gonna be the same thread to go into the actual pump, and then here's my rack here, and then it's the same thread to go into my rack. So, and then it's just converting it to an AN fitting. Then I have the AN fitting to an actual hydraulic hose line. So basically it's taking 4 fittings and the actual pump to make this work in any car. These are gonna be different vehicle specific, but this is fairly basic other than finding these fittings. This is the most difficult part. I got some buddies from a shop to do it and I'm all set up. Most difficult part is going to be mounting this so it doesn't actually move around. So I decided that this is a safe spot for it and it's out of the way right in here. I can point my feed line right to my rack, so it's gonna be a very, very short line. And then all I have to do is run this to my reservoir. This thing's about 10 pounds at least, so it's gotta be rigid enough to not fall off. Got my purple mount done. All right, she's welded in. Now let's hope this thing doesn't get in the way of the engine. This is in a really good position because as you can see, that slotted bolt right there is the adjuster. So I can actually adjust this power steering, which is nasty. Amazing, so I got it all bolted up and it's solid. That's good. Now I'm gonna add my fittings that are adapting to AN into here. And then I'm going to add my adapter into there as well. So it goes from that to AN, and it's not gonna be a very long line. Beautiful. Everything's going to AN. So now I'm going to make my line. So I'm going to run a straight out of here, and out of this one, I'm going to run a 45. Because as you can see, it points away from the firewall. So it should point a little bit towards the firewall, and then I'm just gonna loop her up, and then Bob is your uncle! So here's my first one, and it just slides on there like it's, you know what it is. Anyways, I'm going to get the line into here. The last one I'm going to do is definitely the 45, because that has to be on the proper angle, because you can't have any twist in the line. Really don't want any. So I'm going to do this one last. I'm gonna show you how I can prevent the twisting in the line. Here's my fitting here. I'm going to take it all apart, and this is how you actually install it. You have to take it fully apart. So there's 2 pieces here, obviously, and basically what happens is this goes inside the line and compresses it, so it makes the really tight seal. And it's reverse threading here, so once you cut the line, you have to reverse thread this onto the line, and then you lube up this male a little bit, and then you put them in and thread them all the way in. Right now, I'm literally just going over this with a whole bunch of electrical tape. It's gonna hold it from fraying, and now I'm gonna cut it with a grinder. Just like that. Now I'm gonna remove all the tape. Just literally pop it off. And look at that, that's perfect. All right, so I've got this cut already, and now I'm going to reverse thread it on. Push and turn, push and turn, push and turn. Get it all the way in. Looks like a line now at least. Now I'm gonna blow out all the crap. So I got that all lubed up. I'm just gonna make sure it's all in the threads. And then I'm going to push and turn to the right. This is not reverse thread, so I'm literally just gonna put a little bit of pressure in this way and turn. Pressure in, turn. Pressure in, turn. And it should grab. And I got this threaded on like you saw me do, and I'm just gonna double check that this is actually gonna fit, because my headers are going to be literally right in this area right here. I'm just going by where I know things are gonna be, but I definitely wanna make sure. So I made this piece of cardboard with tape. It's like highly engineered. Got it on a 90°, it's mint. And I threw my headers on one of my engines with a couple bolts, and I made a line, engineered for success. And I can do the same thing and put that line up to that bolt hole, just like so. And then I can see where the headers are gonna be. And it looks like there's about 2 inches, which is good. So I'm going to actually have to make a heat shield for that, but that's fine, as long as she fits. So I want this line tucked up to the firewall as best as I can. So I'm using a 45 to get to the firewall ASAP. So I'm just gonna thread this guy on, and I'm gonna figure out how long my hose is actually gonna have to be before I cut it. The line is fully secure and she's bolted on. That looks awesome. Very cleanly done, and it should not leak whatsoever. This is looking excellent. So I got my high pressure line complete, and I've got my return started, and it is going to go to a rad. I'm going to put a ATV rad up here. I'm gonna modify it to work for my power steering system. Lately, it's been quite the joy looking at this car. There's so much little work that's gone into it. Anyways, let's make some more work. So I'm going to add a rad right here for the power steering, and I'm pretty stoked. I'm gonna cut these 2 tabs off, cut these 2 inlets off, and then cut this overflow off. Some of these welds look really nice. I did that box on there. Looks really clean. That one too. Barb fittings welded on, and this thing is ready to be screwed into my frame. So that is looking awesome. So basically I'm ready to just bolt it right in. Welds are looking fire. I'm very happy with the progress. Okay, that looks aight. Wow, I like the whole tornado of rods. So that's the rod I just put in, and it looks like a machine. All I gotta do is run these 2 lines to the actual setup up here, and then I'm pretty much done other than wiring. I love this car. You know the job's almost done when you can't walk in my shop. Wow, looks amazing. I got all the hydraulic lines already ran. The reservoir's right there, and it runs down to my rack, and it is converted to electric power steering by this unit right here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to completely fill this reservoir. All right, so I've got everything plumbed up like I told you, and I've got to do wiring now, and I'm actually gonna finally find out if this thing works. So here is the only plug I need. It is the one with the large red and large black, and that is basically just giving it power. I'm going to take this connector out. I'm gonna wire this to the wires that I'm running to the battery. Pin number 1 is red and pin number 2 is black. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove these wires from the connector and shove something small and pointy where the actual clip is, and that probably can't be seen on camera, but I'm gonna do it. There you go, and just slides right out. I'm actually gonna remove this wire from the actual connector and I'm going to install mine. So I'm gonna have to be very careful, but in there I can actually reclamp this if I do this right. That worked out beautifully. I removed the old wire and then I installed mine. There's no joints or anything. And I also installed the waterproof seal on it. I'm gonna just shove it back in. And then click, she went right in and the seal's on there ready to go. So there's a connector here for the actual power and ground, and that's all you need. So this little connector with 4 wires coming out of it, you can just cut. Beautiful. I got the red wire through the firewall and I got the black wire grounded to the frame right there, and it's looking good. So now what I gotta do is I need to wire in my breaker. So this is a huge fuse basically that is resettable. So it can be engaged and disengaged when it's overridden. This is an 80 amp, and if it goes above 80 amps, it'll pop. There's the driver's seat right here. I am going to mount it in a position where I can easily get at it. And I just sat in the car and just kind of felt out where it would be nice. And there's lots of room here. I think I'm gonna bang it in there. And then my red wire to my battery. And then I can test this thing out other than filling up the fluids. Okay. Let's hold the phone for 1 minute here. This man is so excited right now. I just converted this to electric power steering, did it all legit as I possibly could. Made this whole setup here. I've been wanting to do this forever and I didn't know how. Lots of research, lots of figuring out what will work, how it will work, and why, and all that. And it's finally gonna work. The biggest thing why I'm so excited about this is because I never had power steering when I was just running the rear engine, because the power steering pump was on the front engine, right in this engine bay. So all the videos you've seen, Hoonigan, everything like that, no power steering. It was like riding a bucking bronco, literally this thing. But now I'm gonna have the most legit power steering on the market. I got my wire ran from the front to my fuse and then right to the battery. And this is literally gonna be my switch. So as soon as I turn that, it is going to actually work, because right now it's closed obviously because this is open. But once that tab is down, it's gonna work, and I know it's gonna work. But before I do that, I'm gonna fill this up with fluid. Let's do this. I am honestly so excited. This is gonna be the coolest mod on my car. Oh damn, I hear noise. Oh yeah, it's working. It's working. Needs more fluid. I just topped it up. I'm gonna turn this baby on again. Holy shoot, that's loud. It's already ate it up. Cool, the reservoir's full now. I'm gonna check for leaks, but other than that, this time I'm gonna take my gloves off, turn that pump on, and see if it's actually gonna work, and bleed out the system by turning the steering wheel. This is without the power steering on. I'm just using my pinky as a reference, and we'll see what happens when I turn it on. Wow, that's just my pinky. I have electric power steering! Do you hear it bog when I'm turning the wheel? It's working, that's so sweet. That is wild. Like, I can already feel heat in this rad, and that is because the pump was on for about 2 minutes or whatever, but there's heat in this. And if that doesn't tell you, you should probably run a power steering cooler. You probably should, because the car doesn't even have wheels on it, and there's heat coming into the actual fluid. And the cooler the fluid runs, the better the pump runs, and the longer the pump will last. This is the in to the rad, and this is the out. And I can easily feel that this one's warm and this one is completely cold. So the rad is doing something and it's not even moving. The car has not moved an inch and the rad is already dissipating some of the heat. This is the coolest mod, for sure. Electric power steering. Here it's warm, over there it's cold. 71. 67. So the rad is already cooling. So this is the in, obviously, and this is the out. It's already cooling the fluid, and it's not, the car isn't even in motion at all. A couple tests here. I've got the pump running for about 5 minutes and it's actually sounding much better. I'm not sure if it's because the actual fluid is warm or not, but I honestly cannot believe the heat that is coming out of these actual lines. And obviously the car is not in motion, so the rad isn't going to be 100% efficient. So I'm letting it heat soak the fluid, and then I'm going to radar the actual hose and what temperature it's at, and then I'm going to run a fan into my rad and see how much it drops. And this is the return. So this goes right to the rad and then comes, I'm gonna gauge this without the fan on the rad. 86.5. 88.2. All right, I'm gonna turn this fan on and it's gonna blow cold air into the rad, and we're gonna see how much this changes after 1 minute of cooling this. All right, it's been 1:40 now, and I'm going to show you what it is at. And it is less than 70 degrees, so it dropped 10 degrees. Now it's been 5 minutes, and it's been 60 degrees now. So it seems like it's plateaued at 61 degrees, and that took 10 minutes to get there. So I'm gonna turn off the fan and see how quickly it'll actually heat up. So it's been 1:47 since I hit lap. And it's already up to 76 degrees. After 4 minutes, it's at 80 degrees. And after 8 minutes, at 89 degrees. Now I'm gonna hit lap, and then I'm going to turn the fan on. So it's been 3 minutes since I turned the fan on, and now it's down to 64 degrees. So basically what I'm getting at is the rad was hugely beneficial to the actual power steering system, and I'm very happy about that. I'm so glad I did that. I did not think that power steering actually got hot. I'm not even driving the car and the fluid's actually getting hot. So it's insane how much the rad is actually gonna help me out in the end, so I'm very stoked about that. But that's it for this episode for the power steering. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you learned how to do this to your own car. So basically all you need to do is you need to make custom lines for your hydraulic high pressure line, and that is it. All you need to do is make a bracket so you can bolt it into your car, and then you're basically good other than wiring. It's 2 wires, 1 fuse, and you're good.